turn this off first. So much quieter. I wish they could make these air conditioners just a little bit quieter. I've said many times I edit video and I have to turn these... honestly, I have to record my videos really, really early in the morning. So I get up roughly around 4:30 in the morning. Super early. And I just start recording so that I can edit while it's still cool and I can get by with just a fan blowing on me. Because these things, way too loud. Way too loud. I can't really hear the audio and make sure that I got it good. But I got a couple updates. I'm only about a day and a half away from heading up north for the weekend. And I feel like I am completely unprepared. But it's like, how unprepared can you honestly be when everything you own is going with you? You know what I mean? Also, the fact that I am a photographer, I have relationships with a lot of photography companies, a lot of photo and video companies, and one of them happens to be B&H Photo. And on occasion, they will send me photography gear to review, and I am just about to wrap up a couple of reviews on some gear that they sent out to me. The first one being this camera. So I know that most of you all probably are not into photography, so I'm not going to talk about them. And I was also checking out this lens, which is a macro lens. Again, not going to tell you much about it because I'm sure you don't care. And this is another macro lens. And this one's really new. So I've got to send these three back, but I do not have my RMA, so I've been waiting on my gear rep over at B&H to send me an RMA, and I haven't received it yet. But in other news, I got a new piece of gear. Yep, it's true. It's true, I did get a new piece of gear. I am very weight conscious. That being said, I have done a lot of work to get rid of absolutely anything in this place that doesn't absolutely need to be here. I mean, it really has to be needed and has to get some use. If it hasn't been used in 6 months, it's out. It's got to go. It cannot stick around in here. In the house, it was fine. You could just toss it. No one would even notice, you know. But in here, if it's not getting used, it's got to go. I apologize for the slight a bit of clutter. I am trying to get as much stuff off of my computer as I possibly can and onto these portable hard drives, because today I got that. Yep. So I'm going from roughly 28 to 30 pounds with a full-size 27-inch iMac to 4 pounds with a brand new 2018 MacBook Pro 15-inch. And I've done several video and computational tests. There's a lot of like little programs that will allow you to test the performance of your machine, and one of them being Geekbench. This thing scores about 7,000 points higher in the multi-core score than even that big beast right there. I think a lot of it has to do with the internal memory, because it's 4 years newer, and also the speed of those hard drives, man. I mean, I'm getting over 2 gigs. Is that right? Does that sound right? 2 gigs of read speed? I think that's right. And roughly 2 gigs of read speed. Yeah, read and write. Obviously, the write is going to be a little bit slower because it's just, it doesn't really matter. It's a bunch of techno jargon. But yeah, so the score that I had been getting on my my desktop computer, it was roughly around 15,000. And for a computer, that is extremely respectable. It's a great score. It's a really good score. Not to mention it's super duper optimized for everything that I do as far as video editing and video photography, photo editing and stuff like that. But I ran Geekbench on this thing today, and damn! So I'll do a quick little test for you, just so you can see. Like, there might be someone interested. Who the hell knows? Alright, so Geekbench. And I will run this test, and when it's all done, we will come back. So let's run that test right now. So just for reference, this is my desktop computer. 4,630 single core score and 14,258 multi-core score. This is my new laptop. It has a single core score of 4969, and it has a multi-core score of 21,884. That's significant. 14,258 versus 21,884. And just to add one more in there, I also did my iPad. This is the 2017 iPad Pro. This one got a single core score of 3948 and a multi-core score of 9529. So you have to realize that if you're going to go mobile, you've got to do lighter and lighter things. And if you are interested in what the capabilities genuinely are of your devices, you do have to test them. Because even though it's going to cost you as you upgrade to get the lighter devices or whatever, it also saves you a lot of time. So a lot of us work from the road, right? A lot of us are going to have to do things while we're out and about. It's not like we can just disconnect and not do anything, or we cease to make a living and an income. I have decided to get rid of this big, heavy desktop. Unfortunately, I'm really going to miss the big screen, but this laptop makes way more sense for me. Not only is it more powerful, has way better graphics performance, and that's extremely important to someone who does almost exclusive photos and video. All of it, like, I know there are a lot of RV like vloggers and stuff out there, but that's not their primary job. Like, that is my gig, so I have to have it. There's just no two ways about it. So even though I've got all that stuff taken care of, it's getting to the point around the home area. I mean, we're just getting further and further apart. I'm speaking mainly about my ex. It's now over 2 weeks. I haven't seen much, emotion, and she hasn't seen any from me either. As far as like, please, let's not do this, or let's try and fix it or try and work anything out. So, I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, I think it's probably safe to say that it is, officially over. I feel that's, unfortunate. I thought maybe something might change, or, who knows? I don't know. It's all just kind of dumb, silly stuff. But at the same time, anything's possible. Nothing's out of the realm of possibility. She's, probably settling into her, life being single, and I'm definitely settling in. I kind of have no choice. So, so I will be going out of town here in a day or so, and that will be my first solo trip. I've always gone with her, and it will be my first full boondocking experience. Every other time it's always been, either here at the house, or we've been at a campground with hookups that are easily accessible. The first real test of my generator will be this weekend, and the first real test of my water capacity, water load, how much am I really going to, how much do I want to be taking with me. It'll be the first real test of the propane. Not the first real test. I mean, we've actually done propane and the water heater and stuff like that at the campground. That doesn't require anything that the campground offers. But it'll just be kind of interesting to see, with absolutely zero hookups, just how self-contained I can be, and just how hard or easy I'm going to be on my resources. Because that's, that will be a calculation. You can kind of go into it with 100%. You'll be 100% loaded up on your fuel for the generator. You'll be 100% loaded up on your water. You'll be, I don't know if I'm going to, redo my propane tanks or not. But, I mean, it'll give me a really, really close idea of just how efficient I am, or how inefficient I am. But with all of that being said, I've just got a mountain of stuff to try and finish up before I go to bed. God only knows what time that'll be, but it has to be done. So I hope you guys actually enjoyed this video. I know it was a bit techno and a little bit geeky, and I apologize for those that aren't interested in those kinds of things, but I am still male. And I love electronics and technology, and you know, it's always fascinated me and interested me. So maybe someone else that ends up watching this, you know, they'll be interested. But for those of you that weren't, I am so sorry. Anyway, guys, I will see you all on the next one. Peace.